as I told you, turgor pressure is very important. So these are some of the functions of turgor pressure for plants. Okay. First of all, rigidity to soft tissues such as leaves. You will see if a plant is not properly watered, its leaves droop. It becomes very soft. Even if a herbaceous plant is there, even the stem droops because the leaves tissue or the stem tissue, they loses turgor pressure, that leads to drooping of leaves, making it soft. So rigidity to the soft tissues, it is provided by the turgor pressure. Okay. Now the second one, this is again very important, help to push through the hard ground. We know we put seeds under the ground and then it germinates and it comes out of the ground. So the two forces which help it to come out, first is imbibition. We have already read imbibition, that is it helps in breaking of seed coat, and then finally this turgor pressure. Because of the turgor pressure, the germinated seed, it breaks the ground and it comes up and it grows into a new plant. Okay. Now the third one, this is something very important. Turgor in root cells build root pressure. Okay. So the turgor pressure, if the root cell is fully turgid, the water moves from one cell to another cell, which builds a pressure called root pressure. And this root pressure is enough for pulling water to the highest level in medium-sized plant. Okay. We are talking about absorption, and we are trying to know what are the forces which helps in taking water to the highest level in plant. Okay. So this is one of the thing, root pressure. So if a simple plant is there, like this is a diagram of root. So one by one, what happens? The first cell becomes turgid. Then the next second cell becomes turgid, then turgid, then turgid. So one by one, the cell keeps on becoming turgid and the water goes to almost high level in medium-sized plant. Of course, the root pressure is not enough for pulling water to highest level in big plants, but in big trees we say. But in small plants like shrubs and all those, it is enough for pulling water to the highest level. What is this root pressure? It is the pressure developed in roots due to inflow of water due to alternate turgidity and flaccidity of cortical cells. Cortical cells are the specialized cells in root. So as if outside is hypotonic, inside is hypertonic. So water goes inside, first to the root here, then all these cells, and one by one all the cells become turgid, and finally water goes to the highest level in medium-sized plant like shrubs. Highest level means up to leaves. Okay. In big plant we need some extra force other than this. Root pressure is there, it will take it to the halfway, and then in big plant for going up we need some additional forces also together with the root pressure. So how we can define root pressure? Pressure developed in root due to inflow of water due to alternate turgidity and flaccidity of cortical cell. This is a channel. Okay. Like here the first cell becomes turgid, and when it becomes fully turgid, the water goes to the next cell and it becomes flaccid. Then when it becomes fully turgid, the water goes to the next cell and it becomes flaccid. So alternate turgidity and flaccidity. First it is becoming turgid, it is giving water to the next cell, it is becoming flaccid. So likewise, water moves in the root and it goes up with the help of xylem, of course. And that is because of this root pressure. You can check root pressure also. You cut a medium-sized plant and just join it with the barometer. We know barometer is for measuring pressure. So you can see the level of water in barometer rises. Okay. Okay, so we'll see the rise in temperature. Actually, we can take a manometer. That will give us a better reading. Again, it is used for measuring the pressure. So we'll cut the plant and we'll attach it with the rubber tubing which is attached to the manometer. And you will see the level of mercury in manometer rises, which shows that there is a pressure. Okay. So this pressure is root pressure. Very important, enough for pulling water in medium-sized plant. It is caused due to alternate turgidity and flaccidity of the root cells. You can write, or you can write cortical cells. What are cortical cells? I'll tell you here. Now next is opening and closing of stomata. Turgor pressure also helps in opening. This will be explained in photosynthesis chapter in detail. Now you just understand, we know the stomata, it is guarded by two bean-shaped guard cell. The inside is thick, the inside wall is thick, and the outside wall is thin. When these guard cells are fully turgid, they are fully filled with water, then the stomata opens fully. When these guard cells are flaccid, it is not having water, then the stomata closes. So closing and opening of stomata is also because of turgor pressure. When it is fully turgid, turgor pressure will be more and stomata will be open. What happens during the daytime? When it is not filled with water, it is flaccid, then the stomata will be almost closed. What happens during night time? So we'll discuss it in detail. Now turgor movement. You must have seen touch me not plant, children. If you touch a leaf, slowly what happens? The whole leaf droop and the stem also droops. Okay. This happens because when you touch a leaf of a touch me not plant, its base, the base of this petiole, we know what is petiole, the attachment of leaf with the stem. So below the petiole, in case of touch me not plant, there is a swollen base called pulvinus. So as we touch the leaf, what happens? The leaf loses turgor pressure, and slowly this loss of turgor pressure passes from leaf to the petiole and finally to the pulvinus, and the whole leaf droops together with the stem, together with the petiole. So here you may get a reasoning question, why touch me not leaves droops when it is touched? So you will write the touch me not plant leaves droop due to loss of turgor pressure at its base called pulvinus, or you can simply write due to loss of turgor pressure in pulvinus. Okay. Now you must have seen some more movement, like movement in insectivorous plant, the leaves closing, opening, catching insect. All those are again because of turgor movement. The movement of some plants towards sun, even that is again because of turgor movement. So these are few functions of turgor movement. Now this is another long answer type question which you get most of the time. A TS of this root. This is actually a LS of root. So initially outside you will get two circle here like this. Okay. So inner circle will be soil particle and the outer circle will be water, soil water. Okay. If you are not able to make out which circle is marked, you can simply write soil water. Okay. So soil water. Now this is the structure of root cells outside epidermal cell. I told you like we are having epithelial cell outside. In case of plant, they are having epidermal cell. So epidermis or epidermal cell, and as we have discussed earlier, root hairs are the extension of epidermis or epidermal cell or epiblema. So unicellular extension. So these are root hairs, epidermis. After that we are having cortex. Two layer of cortex I have made. The cells are called cortical cells, and after cortical cells we are having endodermis. After endodermis we are having pericycle. Pericycle, which contains outside is phloem and inside is xylem. In exam you may get xylem like this. It is made up like this square like diamond shape, or you may get the xylem like this. They will show its vessels. Okay, something like this. So that is xylem. Outside phloem, inside xylem. Mostly in this labeling they don't give you phloem because phloem has nothing to do with absorption. So you may get it as a reasoning question, as a logical sequence also. So logical sequence when it comes from outside to inside, soil water, epidermis or root hair. Both normally they don't give, either they will give epidermis or root hair. Or if you are getting both, then first write root hair and then epidermis. So epidermis or root hair, then cortex or maybe cortical cell, then endodermis. Now remember, this is epidermis, this is endodermis. Endo means inside. Endodermis, and finally at last you will be getting xylem. This is a frequently asked logical sequence question.